There are such ignorant Buddhas. Because there are two ways of the scale you can go. Either you go up to the highest level of consciousness, or you can descend very low, and just be ignorant, just playful. Yeah, because it's fun, perhaps, to experiment something that you have never seen before, that you are not, that is not yourself. Yeah, something new, adventure. Just like sometimes we go into the mountain, we walk into the wilderness, and there are tigers, elephants, bears, lions, panther, bandits sometimes, robbers, everything, but we like it. Some people like it. Or some people climb the Mount Everest, There's nothing up there, only snow and garbage. But some people like to climb up and just have a look. Yeah, when you come up there, there's nothing there to look. Yeah? It's just like a Colorado. Yeah, the top of the Colorado mountain, or top of Germany mountain, which you have experienced already. Well, people like it. They must see it, because it's supposed to be the highest mountain. And then so they went up there and spent a lot of effort and time and money, holidays time, and energy, and also litter a lot of garbage around there. And then they climb down again. Some people have such hobby. Or sometimes people like to go to the North Pole, or South Pole. I don't know what they're doing there, but they like it. They left their warm and comfortable home, and their children and kids and friends and all the lovers and everything. They just went into the very cold and freezing zone of the end of the world and just wandering around there. Yeah, hoping to see bears. Probably they're fed up with human beings, they want to see bears. So for the Buddhas, for the God consciousness, can divide it. Consciousness can divide it into different parts and house into different homes, just like me, yours, body. And then they can do all kind of things using this kind of instrument, the body, to experiment all kind of bad things or good things, according to human standard. To the Buddhas, there's nothing as bad, nothing as good. If a Buddha or God still think there's something good, something bad, then there's no God and it's not a Buddha. But nevertheless, to us and to many others lesser beings, there are things such as bad and good, as devils and angels, because the bad things are the things that make us very uncomfortable and lowly and inferior. And the good things are the things that make us feel uplifted, happy, carefree, and liberated. So we label them good and bad, according to our emotion and feeling, and according to how we feel about it. You understand what I mean? So as the divided Buddhas, like us, and we try to get it. Actually, we are not divided at all, never have been divided, never have been born or die. It's just that our spark of the consciousness, or the consciousness just try to grasp some of the instrument, and then play different part or experiment different thing. Just like me here, look, the whole body is mine, but then I use my right hand to grab a book, or the left hand grab a book, and the right hand I grab a pen, and the right feet I do something else, maybe scratching the left feet, or doing something, or kick somebody for fun, and maybe writing something like this. While I'm talking to you, I still can write. You see, my mouth is talking, my ear listening to your laughter or your response, and my right hand writing, my left hand holding a book, etc., etc. So actually, the whole thing is God. We, you, I, the good, the bad, the ignorant, the enlightened, all God. Just each one function differently according to the dictate of the Godhead, which is ourselves also. And my brain is also me, right? You cannot separate my brain away from me and then it still function. It will not. So whatever it is, it's me. Whether I tell my hand to slap somebody or just caress somebody, it is all me too. It's my brain who dictates. But you see, like some of the gods who divided or who had hold of some of the instruments, such as some body, a body like this, and then try to experiment with that body something else. Something is not very godly, according to our understanding or standard. Something is away from God. Something is opposite to God. And that is when we call that person devil. Otherwise, there's no such thing as a devil or Satan, which exists. There's no such thing. We create everything through our experiment with our bodies and our mind as a computer. But still, they are God. They are Buddhas. So in the Bible, there is a story as a fallen angel. There is no such thing as fallen angels, because we are all fallen angels. That's why we are here. And we try to climb up, some of us. Some still like hang around in the middle. Some like to even climb down to the tunnel, the infinite bottomless pit hole, and trying to see what's going down there. Try to do something with it. Yeah, some people like to go up, some people like to go down. Some of us would never dream to go to Mount Everest, even just for 1 second. What for anyhow, right? Couldn't even meditate there, it's too cold. Try to keep yourself warm, it's already troublesome. So, but to some people, it's their life, it's their life. If they don't go there, they feel itching everywhere. Oh, they can't bear it, so on one day they have to go. So some people like to go to the North Pole, South Pole, thing like that, to experiment the end of the planet. They just like it. Some people go to African jungle and play with bears or monkeys. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, one of the lady scientists, she's a doctor or something. Oh, she has been in Africa for a long time. This in your TV. And all she has been wanting is just to touch the big gorillas, the black one. And so every day she tried to ambush, to hang around and to sneak around them, and to go near or go far, depends on situation. Until one day she can touch the fur of the gorillas. Oh, that was her happiest moment in her life. It's just like you come here and looking at these small gorillas, you like it's golden gorillas. and if you can touch my feet or my hair, wow, that's the happiest day of your life. I think it's very much similar. So don't think I feel very proud of your love or your effort or anything. I consider I'm just one of those gorillas, but not in Africa, that's all. If I live in Africa jungle, maybe you don't take so much effort to go there and try to touch my fur, because I don't have one. Maybe touch my hair, but not my fur. But you see, even the effort that you use to come here to see me, I appreciate it, but it's no big deal. Some people spend all their life just to stake around the gorilla, stalked, yeah? Stalked, around the gorilla until they can get near or be one with them. So what's the big deal that you spend all your time come here and try to touch my feet? And I have to wash them every day in case, just in case you happen to touch. You see, that's why I have to change all the time. I have to change my socks, my shoes. I might just well change the whole outfit. Because if you change different shoes need different outfits, different socks. Yeah, so what I mean is we humans look alike with some very basic instinct, but we develop differently. Even though we are all Buddhas and we have Buddha natures, there's nothing but Buddha inside you and around you. Just like a cup put into the river, to isolate some water in the river, that's all. As soon as the cup is removed or broken, it's the same like before. It has never been anything different than that. So now, the initiates are like the one who make a hole in the cup. You know what I mean? So even though we still look like we have a cup, you know, we are inside the cup, but we have a hole, you know, both holes. So the water can come in and out with us all the time. So even though we are concentrated in a cup, we are connected with the whole river, and we are actually the river water now. But it's just the time has not come for the cup to be broken. Soon it will. Of course, and then other cups who has not yet the hole in the cup, you know, we say, oh, that's strange. I have the hole in your cup. You don't look like us. You must be something terrible. Fancy have the holes in the cup. Then what the use having a cup? You know, things like that. But our cup purpose is not the same anymore. We still have the cup for the sake of, you know, identifying ourselves with other cups. But our purpose is not to use a cup anymore as a holder of the water, but just to function, you know, apparently in this world. So let's come back to the Buddhas. Because the God consciousness are free. So sometimes the God consciousness try to create different things, and going down in the scale or go up in the consciousness. For us now, we are going up. Because from the middle to the up, everything is happy, light. The upper we go, the higher we go, the lighter, the more happy, the more relaxed, the more liberated we feel. And that's why eventually all separated, divided part of Godhood must try to go back up, upstairs. Because now are the different kind of function. Just like from our waist down of our body, the function is different, right? Like the bowel is for digesting, the liver is for filtering the toxin, and the passing water and passing excrement system, and the legs are to walk, thing like that. Okay, but from the waist up are a better department, even though it's all ourselves. Yeah, there are heart, you know, to function. If without heart, it's terrible. And lung, oh, very important. So we can take in the air. We live every day because we take in the air, and the heart have to pump the blood all over the body. Without these two organs, we die immediately. So that's that. And then the throat. To take in the food, nourishment for all the body organs, and the tongue just to taste good. That's a pleasure. You see. So there are different things. If you keep concentrating down on the body of yourself, then you cannot enjoy the food. If you don't use the tongue to taste and don't use the mouth to eat or communicate with each other, then there you're missing a lot. Yeah, because you have to communicate with each other through language and through eyes contact, and then taste the food, the delicious fragrance and aromas of the kingdom of the vegetable and fruit. So that we will feel good. See that? Now, similarly, if we keep going down in the scale of the creation, then we experience more darkness, more misery, more cruelty, more suffering. Until we had enough, we cannot bear it anymore. So we don't want to climb down anymore. We don't want to create any more situations so that we fall down again. Now we try to create something so that it will lift us up, and then go into the upper consciousness. Then we will feel better. And the higher the better, the higher better. And then we say, oh yes, yes, now that's that. That's the way it should be. Oh, now I want this. I don't want that again. I don't want the lower and dark and suffering anymore. I want to go up, 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 up. That's why after initiation, after you meditate more and more, you feel light-hearted, you feel free. You don't care much about your material comfort anymore. Just the minimum we do. So you come here, you pitch a tent with camp, you fight with the weather, with the flood and the mosquitoes and everything. But it's all right, because your heart feels good. You feel good, you feel at home, you feel this is the simple life that you want, even though your karma do not yet allow you to come and live permanently like this. But sometimes you already feel good. For 1 or 2 weeks or month, you already feel good. You feel, oh, this is the kind of life I want. This is the carefree style that I always wanted. And this is what's good for me. And so you like it, and you begin to taste what it's like to be near God, what it's like to be back to the Godhood, what it's like to become God again. Slowly and slowly you like it, and I say, wow, this is it. And stupid, you have left all this before. You should have enjoyed all this, but you deny it so that you can taste it again. Because you live in luxury. In a God kingdom, you don't know anything else. You don't know what God is. Just like you live in a man island, you never know what woman is until you saw one. And you say, look different, huh? Yeah, this definitely not us, huh? Yes. It's just like the Cambodian people also, huh? They have never seen such an unconditional, loving group like us. So when we come, they begin to realize that we are different. Huh? Before they don't see it. Before there are so many tourists who come and go here, huh? There are a lot of Asian people, Chinese people living around, but they don't realize there are such people at all until we came. Because we are really different. We have holes in our cups. And they don't have. But don't try to tell them the difference between us, because they don't know. If you tell them the difference between us is just the holes in the cups, they will think you're nuts. In this world, you don't do this kind of thing. In this world, you go out, climb up the position in the society, make money, the more the better. Go in a big car, you know, bodyguards and all that, yeah? Have your private airplane. Then people think, yes, she's normal. Yes. Actually, the first time I came to, not the first time I came to the United States. First time I met my family members, one of my niece, asked me, do you have your private airplane? That's the first thing she asked me. I said, I'm sorry, my child, I don't have it. So she was a little disappointed. I don't know how much, but it looked like she's disappointed. Like my aunt isn't that great after all, Not as she thinks I was. Yeah, I feel a little embarrassed to tell her that I don't have, but it's the truth. I cannot tell a lie. I wish I could tell her, oh yes, I have one at least, or 2 or 3, like every other master, some of other master, Because some of the master, have a lot of cars, Rolls Royce or airplane, private, at least private jet, and she has that in her mind. So she want to come and, and ask me, because she want to be proud, of her aunt, that she made it, that her aunt made it. But she doesn't know. All my money go into different countries. Yeah, it's all right. I don't need a private airplane. What for? There are so many planes around the world. Why should take one when I can take hundreds? Huh? Yeah, all air company belong to me. She doesn't know this. I forgot to tell her. Yeah, isn't it not so? Whenever I want to take any airplane, I just take it. I just go and sit there, and nobody can throw me out. See that? So that means Air Cambodia, Air Thailand, Air America, Air France, Air Russia even. I took them all. Whenever I need any of them, I just take them. Depends on where I want to go. See? Isn't that greater than to having just one airplane? Right? Just Qinghai Air. I didn't have so much time to explain to her. Yeah, I was feeling a little embarrassed to disappoint her, so I was kind of speechless. I saw her disappointment. Yeah, and I know how she felt. I wish I could have told her something else, make her feel better. But because it was the first time I saw them for nearly 30 years, I was speechless, I wasn't more also emotionally happy. And I didn't think of airplane at that time. I have forgotten. And all my wit and my humor is gone. Yeah, I was so emotionally happy and was speechless. But if she came and asked me now, I'd tell her. You help me to tell her that I have all the airplanes in the world. Yes, including all the UFO too. Yeah. Whenever they let me use it, I will. The UFOs. Yes, yes. Because we are a little different, really. Huh? Because we are so much more detached than many of the people in this world. And the way we do things are very simple and carefree and unconditional. So the people of the world are not used to this kind. Yeah, you understand? Not used to this kind. So that's the difference between many people. If we use our creative thinking and our creative energy for the good purpose, then the world go up and up, 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 in all kind of development and all kind of benefit. If we use it in a lower down scale, then wow, we also create a very, very big kind of negative force, and that can destroy humankind or the planet. That's why we had a lot of atom bombs, war, kills millions of people, a lot of very terrible chemical and germs weapons, which also create a lot of suffering for mankind and other living beings as a whole. Because some of the human beings prefer to use their genius in that way. It's a pity, but okay, the world is like this. So it's not that we come here and try to expect that everybody become as good as a Buddha or as angels or as ourselves, but our purpose is to show how good we are, that's all. And no, nothing else. Nothing else in return. That's our duty. Always have to show how good you are. How good we are, that's it. And not to wait for the other to show how good they are, or whatever they are, they are. Our purpose, our duty. And for our own good, we always have to show that we are good. That's the part that we must show. That's the part that we must develop. And that's the only choice if we want to be back to the kingdom of God and be God-like, or return to be one with God. If that is our purpose, we must always be good, be noble, and disregard of what other people show, how they show themselves, how they choose to represent themselves at that moment or any moment of our life or our encounter. Now you understand why the world is like this. Because of the choices that people made. And the choice that we made in the past life too. And some of the choices we don't make. We're indecisive. Indecisive? Yes. And that's also my trouble. If we see something good, and we have the urge inside to change, and we don't do it, that also creates karma, bad karma. And we also have to partake of the consequence of that, of our indecisiveness, of our weakness, that we see good things, we see the thing that we should defend, we should change, and we don't, or we did not. So it's not only our action brings consequences, our inactions also bring consequences. Anything in this world, whatever you think, wherever you walk, you breathe, and you turn around, you talk, everything brings some result, bad or good, depends on the cause. Depends on how you think and how you react or how you talk. Okay, so we have to always be good, think good, and talk good, so that the consequence in the future will be good, or at least less bad, or at least neutral. That's why we always have to recite the Buddha's name, the good, the holy names, so that remind ourselves of this holy and higher quality of the creation. until we became one with God, or go back to the Master's house, be a master of ourselves. And that is the place where we can feel eternal happiness. And because we already know ourselves as what we are, so we have no need to make trouble and create bad things again. We already finished our journey, our realization, finished the experimenting process. Then we became the master, okay? And when we know everything. All right. You have any question? No more? Anyhow, because I know we sound a little crazy, but I don't know if anything better to do. You know, there are two choices. Either you go into the world and help the world, yeah, do what they need you to do, or you retreat into a desert or Himalaya or whatever and just meditate. Try to avoid everything together, because of the knowledge that whether you do or not do, the world still survive without you. And there's nothing to do in this world because of that knowledge. But also because of that knowledge, you just do it. Because you do or not do makes no difference to you. So whatever you like to do, you do it. Okay? No big deal. No one needs you except yourself. That you want to acknowledge, yeah, your own worth in the universe. And whether you have to choose to go this way, that way, your own way, and you become a very individual self. And then you have the merit to stay as a master, as an individual. Or you merge back into Godhead and became nothing like before. Just enjoy bliss if you like. Only if you have chosen to create something new for yourself, something extraordinary, something that is not from books or from other people's knowledge and experience, but something uniquely yourself, then you earn the right to stay individually or as a master. Understand that? That is when you became Buddha. Individual Buddha. Even though you have been a Buddha before. That's a different thing. And you can choose to stay in the 5th level to be a master, a Buddha, or you choose to go higher, merge into Godhead, become like before. But with the knowledge of self experienced during the physical journey. It's just too complicated. I don't even understand all this myself. Just whatever he told me to say, I just say it. Okay? Like taking dictation. Just repeating. You know? Open mouth, open and close, you know, according to inspiration from heaven. I don't also understand. I don't care to understand all this complicated thing. What for, you know? I don't even need to make myself a master or nothing. Yeah, I'm contented just to be this. Okay, no question, huh? Last night I wanted to meditate with you. And then after that I wanted to talk to you. But so many people make noise, you know. And it's very disturbing. And they scare all my inspiration. They frighten them away. So try not to make noise during meditation hours. I told you already that the stones are put in there for purposes, so that you sit still like a Buddha in that temple over there. Not even moving your lips. Because if you move, it becomes and people know that you are not a Buddha. What a shame, huh? Because everybody thinks you are Buddha already. Who knows that the next one to you is not a Buddha or not, you know? Already made become Buddha or not. So better don't show your bad side, huh? Let people think that you're a real good practitioner. Sit there, don't move. Yeah, some people don't move at all. I saw them. They sit very, very quiet and long time, you know, with their head on the shoulders of the next person. Yeah. Or maybe right in the front like this. Sometimes I move just a little bit. Just a little bit, like, or jerking a little. It's just because the neighbors snore too loud, that's why. He was very quiet, and then some neighbors snore like, and then it. But it's because our practitioners are very deep in their devotion, so even the snore won't wake them up. So they just jerk a little. Okay. I'm very proud of you. Okay, so ciao. See you. You don't have to wear all this, okay? Yeah. Let outside people wear them. Because you're already beautiful inside, right? Huh? Except when you have to go to work or see the president or something. And you should wear something like this. Does it look too much? Looks okay, huh? Yeah. Beautiful? Look like the way you like, huh? French, huh? Very Frenchy, huh? Or like a French fry. Crispy. You like to stay here? All of you? Permanent? Wow, be welcome. Good. But look like you feel good here, huh? Why is that? Because I'm here. Ah. I expect you to say that. Any other reason? Huh? Any other reason than that? Or everybody thinks the same? You like to help the people? Oh, really? Because the energy. You feel good? We feel good anywhere, anyhow. You know? Is that right? It's not here or there, because we're always in heaven. It's just that whether we choose to accept it or not. Everyone said to us that we are in heaven, huh? And heaven is here and now. Or nirvana is right in front of your nose. Or maybe even inside your nose already. But we find it's very difficult to accept this, huh? Because we are so clouded with ignorance, with habitual fear and negative feeling and thinking. Therefore, we cannot perceive what is good anywhere or in this moment. And we will always having our preconceived conception about what we should be, yeah, and what we should do to attain heaven, yeah. Therefore, we leave heaven. Because as soon as we divert our attention to something else, and thinking that we must do that, do this, in order to attain heaven, at that time, we focus our attention on something of no heaven. Understand what you mean? And then you leave what you already have, or what you already are. But most of the time we do that. And that's why we cannot feel that we are in heaven. So if you concentrate the way you do right here, yeah, the way our brother just mentioned that the energy here is good, it's because you concentrate. Just because you're aware of the heaven within you, or of the heaven that is already here, anytime, any moment. The only time we don't experience heaven is that when we concentrate on something else, which is not heaven. Yeah, like the neighbor, what, doing what, or some negativity around us. Of course, we're bound to be noticing these things, unless we are in one of the stage that we cannot even notice anything. The time will come for some practitioners that you only experience heaven and nothing else. And then you even forsake your body function, your mental state. You're always in bliss. And that's why some of the practitioners in the Himalayas or elsewhere, in remote area or in some other places, see, in such a stage as in extreme realization, some people would just pass out, or lay there unconsciously, but still breathing, and then also cannot feel the function of the body. Some of the people in some extreme time of samadhi, they just lay there unconscious, sometimes for many months, until the body, kind of deteriorated sometimes. And so very painfully they wake up and realize that this is not the way. And then they chose to be moderate, and be in the middle way, the way the Buddha did. And that's how they come to cope with the physical life again. Otherwise, sometimes if you are too absorbed in the power of samadhi, in the soul blissful stage of reality, and then you don't even remember your body exists. So you don't feed it. You don't let it have all the bodily comfort. But as long as that we are still in this world, that means we are still in the illusion circle of the three worlds. That means, the mind, the body, and the functioning, also the feeling. The soul is still engaged in these three layers. So we have to feed the body in order to function and to fulfill our obligation in this world. Not that any obligation awaits us, it's just that we have chosen to come here to do something, so we better do it. Otherwise we have to come back and do it again. But there are many masters and teachers, those very highly developed souls. They don't have to do anything anymore. They're finished with their learning. Whatever they have set out to do or to experience, they have already done it. So they have returned to the kingdom of God, became the master, and was very already in a blissful state. But they have chosen to come back again as a messenger, as I say, the leader of mankind. These are not a lot, but there are enough around us. If we see one, we know. If we really seek one, we know them right away, because they're very selfless. And they know everything, almost, at least, whatever mankind required, they know. And they will seldom ask questions from anybody else. But people will come to them for questions, for answers, for the basic knowledge of mankind as well as heavenly wisdom. They will come to this kind of people. These are the chosen, the selected few, which we call master or messenger of God, or God-man, or what, the Messiah, whatever name you call them. These are few, but not that few. Every time, and every period of time, every situation, there are always people like this, beings like this, very highly evolved, very noble souls who came down to the physical dimension like us, like ours, in order to lead us back into the nobility of the heavenly kingdom, to drag us out of this density of matters, which is created by ourselves for some purposes. But sometimes we created it and it became too much for us. Its function further and stronger, more powerful than we expected, and we're out of control. And these beings like masters, messengers, messiah must come down and help us out of the maya that we have created, of the webs that we have entangled within. Most of beings who come down here try to come back to the kingdom of God. And that's the purpose of all souls. That's why they came here. They came here in the no God kind of dimension in order to recognize God, so that they can compare, what is a God state and what is no God state or less God state. But when they come here, it's too much. The soul is not used to it, all this density, all this suffering, all this heavy and dragging matter around them. So the soul is a little bit lost, say, wow, what I do now, what I do now? It's just like sometimes the doctor gives you some vaccination to help you to prevent some kind of disease. But then the medicine itself gives you a lot of uncomfortable disease itself, like you have fever or diarrhea, or you lost your appetite, or you lost your strength. You feel very weak. And some of the allergy medicine also make you feel very weak and sleepy and cannot function. Things like that. And in some people it reacts more because they have less, less immune strength than other people. Then they feel even weaker, and sometimes it's dangerous too. So the soul when comes here, every soul, every individual spark of the divine come here for the only purpose to go back to the kingdom of God. The only purpose to come here is to recognize the other part. The only reason we came to the negative region is to recognize the positive abode that we have left. We have to leave it in order to recognize it. That's the problem. Sometimes we don't recognize our family happiness, and then we wander around outside the house like teenagers. They left home and they come outside, and then they're subjected to drug dealers and to all kind of prostitution and homeless and cold and hunger and bad treatment from the people outside. Then they recognize their home is better. Home sweet home is always better. You remember Alice in Wonderland? Yeah, she wandered around, She wished to be away from home, just disappear from home. She's bored and she didn't like it, but after a while, she wants to come home. So all she had to say is just home, sweet home. Sweet is my home. Then she's back there again. That's the moment of realization. It's a children's story, but it is the journey of the soul. Very similar to the journey of the soul. So, even though we come here, we will have some assignment, like someone do this, someone do that, and then we have to do some work. But these are nothing. These are not the real purpose of us to come here. But since we come here, everybody must do something. And that's the play. That's the game. So whether you help people, or you help yourself, or you married, or you're not married, it's your own chosen path to go. It's not that you're married and you're not better than the other married people, or the bachelor are better than the married people. It's not that so. Just the way you have chosen to walk in order to recognize yourself again. So like people say that you have to keep the commandments, yeah? The precepts in order to go to heaven or to go to Buddhahood. I say it's not true. Not even the vegetarian diet will keep you, will send you to heaven. It's not a must. It's not an obligation. It is a signal that when you keep all these commandments, when you live according to these commandments, you have found the way home. You are on the right path. You already evolved, developed enough to come back to the kingdom of God and reclaim your own glory again. Just a sign. Just a sign. That's just like if you graduate in college, you have some diploma. The diploma is not for you. It's not an obligation for you to have, but you should have it. Since you are graduating, you just do it easily. You pass the exam easily, and you got the diploma easily. Nobody forced you to have it. And even if you don't have it, it's okay. Just that means you're not graduated. So anyone within their heart, if they found themselves very indifferent to the worldly success or failure, to the fame and name of the world, to the passion and love of human relationship, to everything that is important to human survival, if anyone is ignorant, indifferent to all this, then they must know that they have evolved very, very far. You understand? So the commandments or the precepts are not from me, forced upon you. So don't complain to me, it's too much or anything like that. It is even for you, you should realize again that the 5 precepts or the 10 commandments, even in that matter, are not an obligation from God to tell you that you must keep it or you go to hell. It's not that. You choose what you want to be. You do what you want to do. You do what you passionately want to do. Because that's the only thing you must do while you are here. But remember, the real purpose, the main point in this game is to recognize who you are again, who you really are, not who you are at this moment, but to recognize the real purity, glory of the soul, of your true self before you descend into this world. And must know that the only purpose for you to come here is to recognize the other side. Because without this negative and suffering and dark world, you cannot recognize the light that you are. Nothing to compare. And so that's why. It sounds ridiculous to me too. But that's the way it is. And that's the trouble with us. So do what you do. Do whatever you like to do to make your life more enchanting, more endurable, more bearable while you are here. Because since you are here, you might just well be here, and do what you do, what you like to do. Because if you have just been given just a short period like this, 100 years, or 80 years, or 60 years, and you couldn't even enjoy anything you want to do, then what is the, what? What's the heaven, Okay. So, do what you want to do. Just, you must have a choice, whether you want to be this kind of person or be that kind of person. And enjoy yourself. Enjoy whatever you think is the most noble, your heart most desire. Because if you still desire it, then just let it be. If you don't desire it, that means, okay, that don't interest you. If you compare the 10 commandments or the 5 precepts and feel that you qualify for it, yeah, everything is written there, you can keep, you're up to it, then just congratulate yourself that you have been climbing very high, you have climbed up very high level, and you're near home. Just like you go near from America, you take an airplane here to the airport, you know, I'm nearly near Master's place. And the nearer you come, the more signs of it. Like, oh yes, there's a shop over there. Oh, there's empty land. And then some cows, and then a lot of soldiers, you know, walking around on the street. Yes, that's my master's home. Oh, this is my home, our home, It's our home in Cambodia. Okay, just a sign that you're near there, near here. Similarly, when we're near heaven, there are signs like this. Because you will not want to steal somebody's good anymore, since you know everything belongs to you. And that you have the whole world to share with each other. Nothing belongs to really to you yourself. Then even you want to give, not to take. You only take what's necessary for your daily use, and whatever left over, you want to even share with other people, because you know it's like our common kitchen. Everything belongs to us, all of us. So you wouldn't like to go into my kitchen there and steal something for yourself. You probably will do it when you're hungry, when you didn't have enough lunch, or you were late for lunch, or you were too deep in samadhi and you know, make a lot of snoring noise during lunchtime. Yeah, well, occasionally it's all right, but don't do it every day. Because our kitchen staff is not very friendly when you come in, you know, after lunch and ask them to cook extra something for you, okay? So if you come in, just quickly get a potato or something and get out before you get into trouble, or a banana or 2, okay? And get out before trouble, you see? So even so, if you stole something in my kitchen, nobody would say anything to you. And I will not punish you, because it all belongs to you, all of you anyhow. You see what I mean? So actually in this world, who stole from whom? It's all God's. But just because we make so many law and trouble. So if somebody takes some bread from you while he's hungry, oh, you beat him. You give him to the police, and that is not the right thing to do. So Jesus have said that anyone who stole for bread is not guilty. Yeah, you have to make exception. You have to understand what is what. Only when we steal for greed, we kill somebody else, or we do anything just to make somebody else's life miserable, because we want to covet, covet their possession. That is when we are bad. When we already have enough and we are able to do something to feed ourselves, but all we want is to take somebody else's thing, and that's no good. Otherwise, everything in this world is like a common kitchen in our ashram. Everyone is free to take anything they wish and contribute something, so that the kitchen will always be full and plenty for anyone who comes with hunger. They eat. But it's all right if you not contribute. But in the world, some people store so much things and don't give away. That's why people steal. That's why there are so much laws that you have to keep. You cannot steal, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. But for us, we don't want to steal anymore. We just want to give. Because we know already the whole world is a common kitchen. The whole world is a common possession. So if everyone knows this, there's no need for communism to fight for communism anymore. Everything is common, right? Yes. And everything belongs to everybody. In Sweden, there are some good law. Like if you steal somebody's car, and run away for some time, And if police catch you, then you have to pay for the petrol only. Because you have borrowed the car. Yeah. That's it. Because it's still in Sweden. As long as it's Sweden, if they catch you in France, I don't know. So that means you borrow the car, huh? And you pay for petrol. Maybe some of the damage to the car or the tire, you know, have been a little bit thinner than before you use 1 millimeter or something. You have to pay a little bit more. Maybe they measure the tire, you know. How long you drive, and things like that. A little bit of damaging, huh? But nothing else. Yeah. Or some of the Muslim country, very good law too. You know, I don't know if many other countries are like that, but like in Malaysia, huh? The government is Muslim, you know, and they build a lot of common houses to give it to people for free, or very little rent. Yeah. And also, if you borrow some money from the bank, don't go to Malaysia and do this. I just tell you, it's good, some good point in Malaysia. If you go to Malaysia, if you're Malaysian, and you borrow money from the bank there, and you couldn't pay it, and honestly could not, then you are not punished or anything. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because you are the brothers. If the brother do something wrong, how the other brother punish you? If he honestly cannot help it, you know, he does not try to cheat you. But mostly people who believe in Muslim religion or truly believe in God, they would not dare to try to cheat anybody. Understand? Just like us here even, huh? They believe, you believe in God, huh? You believe in goodness. And you already passed the precepts. You don't even want to steal. You don't even want to have anything to do with the neighbor's wife or husband anymore. Whatever it is, you know, you have enough. You know everything already. You know everything belongs to you. And everything belongs to God. So there is no desire in you to take everything for yourself. Because it's yours anyhow. Why you have to go and desire and put it in your pocket? What for? Huh? So like here, everything here belongs to me. I know it for sure because I created it. I made it, huh? And all the food I bought with my money for you, huh? Would I come in the middle of the night to go to my own kitchen and steal a banana or something like that? Would I do such ridiculous thing? Huh? Yes or no? No, of course not. So it's not that I keep the precept here, but it's just the state of knowing for sure that all things here belong to me. So I just don't have to steal anything. You know what I mean? Similar to every of us, if we have reached this stage of consciousness, we will not like to do anything so bad like this anymore. So the 5 commandments or the 10 commandments or any commandments in any religions are just originally from the masters, huh? Or from God. That's why you say God has given Moses 10 commandments. You know what I mean? It's not 10 commandments, it's the 10 signals. To know that you are near home. If you pass all these, landmarks, huh? Then you know you're home for sure. There's nothing else to doubt. Like if you landed in the Phnom Penh airport, huh? You know that's it, now I'm in Cambodia. The whole world can argue, but I know I'm here. That's that, huh? So it's ridiculous to tell me that why I tell you 5 commandments or why the 10 commandments too much for people. It's nothing too much. If you don't pass these exams, then just stay where you are. Know that you are still in kindergarten or still in high school. That's all. Nobody say anything to you. If you want to stay in high school, it's all right. Huh? That's that. So, but very difficult for the high school student to go to college, even if he wants to. Why? He's not equipped with college, ability. Huh? Similarly, for many of the sentient beings in this world, very difficult for them to follow the saintly path. So everything is difficult for them. Meditation, oh, too difficult, too long. 5 precepts, oh, too much. Vegetarian, oh gosh, who can eat this? You know? I thought vegetables are only for animals. Thing like that. See what I mean? So it's their choice. They cling to their choice of life, and the good experience that they think they derive from this kind of stuff, like having a groovy life, you know, with a lot of passionate affairs going on all around the clock, eating all this bloody, you know, meat on the table, things like that, and they think it's good, and they dare not try anything new, and then they reject anything new, telling them they say, nah, 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 I don't believe it, and don't believe it, don't even try. Sometimes for me also, like I'm used to it one kind of food or something, and if you give me another, before I try it, I say, nah, I haven't eaten that before. I'm not sure I like it. I don't think I will try. Yeah. But then when I try it, I'm hooked on that. I continue to eat more. Yes. Similarly, people outside, they don't practice Kuan Yin method. They don't think of going back to the kingdom of God. They have forgotten their purpose of coming here. Because actually everything created from God is also fun. So this world is also fun for them. Wow, a lot of things to do. So sometimes they deliberately try to hang on, you know, hang around and slow down their journey back to the kingdom of God, so that they can enjoy something more. Because, oh my God, just go back to God, then it's so easy, you know, nothing else to do. Let's hang around. Just like some people make a bad joke, like, a lot of people like to go to hell, better than go to heaven. And the other person asks, why? He said, oh, in hell there is a lot of things interesting, you know, but in heaven only good things. So it depends on your taste and your choice, that you know where is good or not good. Otherwise, heaven is here already. You see, for us it's heaven. Anytime we're happy, anytime we are with God, we feel good. Oh, so good. And we can't understand why somebody else don't feel good. Yeah. Now the heaven state of mind is very easy to find. We just have to leave everything that is not heaven. Okay? Everything that is not yourself, then we will feel in heaven every time, anywhere. But difficult for many people, because they just focus their attention to everything that is non-heavenly. Therefore, they cannot experience heaven even though it's there. So just like you, when you're at home and you have your house, you have your job, sometimes high position, and people respect you and call you boss this, boss that, but still you don't feel good. You don't feel so at ease like here, while you sit on the floor like this, you know, so humble and and happy, and you eat simple food, sometimes steal something in the kitchen. But you feel good, Feel good, So the heaven state of mind is your own. Nobody can steal it. Sometimes they can. Sometimes they can. If the ignorant people can bother you so much, just like you're very tired, you can sleep. You lay on your bed and you just sleep very deeply. But the spouse next to you, sometimes she cannot sleep. She can also drag you out of your sleepiness. Is that not so? And wake you up all together and bug you all night long. Yeah. So it is possible that even though we are in a state of heaven, if we live with people, you know, we mix with a lot of people, well, they are sleepless, you know. They're restless in their soul. They can also make trouble for us. And that is true too. But that's the price, you know, we have to pay if we want to awaken other people and remind them of their purpose. That's why all the saints have to suffer. That's why Jesus has to suffer. Buddha suffer. Kongzi suffer. Anyone who tries to help mankind to remember their purpose on earth suffer. So it's not that you cannot, but you have to toil with them. You have to suffer with them. It's like you come inside the sea to rescue some drowning person. You sometimes almost drown or drown yourself too, huh? Or exhausted. At least get wet and exhausted when you come back into the shore with that person or with not. Or that person come in and you get down. Sometimes. Huh? So you have to be a very good swimmer in order to rescue people. But that doesn't make you not wet, huh? Or exhausted, huh? Yeah. Any work take effort, and everything has a price. And if you come here and you already know the truth and the way of awakening and the purpose of this life, and you don't share it with other people, you also feel bad. And that also nagging in your soul, and also a kind of nuisance. You know what I mean? Oh, you get sick, you feel sick, you feel bored, and you feel itchy. Yeah? And then you scratch here and scratch here, and also don't look good either. And then finally say, okay, let's just, get out and do it. Because all the soul has this purpose in mind. Either he's already realized souls, or he just realized soul, or on the way to realization. They all have this duty to rekindle the memories of the other brothers and sisters about their purpose of coming back to the kingdom of God. Because that's the only purpose why we come here. How paradoxical it seems to you, it still is. It's still the only sole purpose of wanting to recognize the light, so come into the darkness. The only purpose of coming to the darkness in this universe is just to recognize the light that we have. That's why we create this body by our own power of creativity to condense the matter together, become one piece like this. From our billions of units of energy, of different kind of intelligence and abilities to condense together, make it become a body like this, all concentrated, so that we have all the information, all the tools, all the abilities that we need in order to recognize ourselves. So everything boiled down to this. You come here so that you can go back. Isn't that stupid? Sounds stupid, but that's the only thing to do here and there or anywhere. Because we have been in heaven so long, and we have everything we wanted. So we want to know what it is like about what we are having now and what we really are now. What is it? What is mean heaven? Huh? So you have to go down to hell to get it. To say, oh, go, no, not this one. Now I know it. And okay, get me back quickly. Oh, that's what it is. But it sounds very paradoxical. But otherwise, can you imagine what else to do in the universe? Except coming up and down the ladder and play fool and then go back and recognize yourself and come down and, and suffer and come back again, huh? Otherwise, no creation exists. Nothing going on in the universe. Not even the moon, the stars, the heavenly bodies, the firmament, the earth, the planets, all these galaxies. Nothing ever come into being if we do not stir in our super consciousness the idea of wanting to know ourselves, that nothing came into being and nothing necessarily exists at all. But so it is, as it is, that we have created, that we wanted to know, that we wanted to create. so that it has abundance, so that it became the universe, so that all things run according to our plan and our wish, so that we know that we have such tremendous power, that we create all this, and that we can even withhold and withdraw all this and go back to nothingness, go back to the bliss that it is, and nothing more. That is the time for the end of the creation, when all the minds, all the consciousness take a rest. That is the 7th day of God's creation. That is the day when all things come back to nothing. All things come back to where it belongs and be recreated again. And everything that we have created, or God has ever created, if it's useful, if it's good, if it's the way we want it, and then it will continue. If not, then we will damage it, destroy it by some kind of mean, like death, accident, disaster, and we just disappear. You know? The body will be destroyed. It's not good function. And we create a new one. And we reincarnate. That's what we say. That's why it's no good to kill without good purpose. Because we will not destroy what we create for no reason. That's why we cannot kill, because everything we create for some purposes. And if we damage it with our cause, then the whole creation is in chaos. Understand? Missing something. And we have to recreate it again. But the time shortage and the gap between the creation create a lot of chaos in the universe already. So we will experience a lot of mishaps, accident, thing like that, out of this kind of, random killing, random destroying our own tools and purposes. It's very complicated, huh? Is it? A little bit, huh? So what shall I do? The best thing is that I shut up. Really, really. Because I'm explaining to you things that belong to the 3 words only. The word of yes and no. The words of here and there. The word of 1 and 2. The word of creation and destruction. Thank you. Yes. In the absolute abode, there's no such things that we should talk like here. We understood without spoken. We know everything already, and we are free to choose whether to come or to go, to stay there or to do something else. And there are higher purposes for our life there. It's not really that boring. Because after we have attained masterhood, we are the master of the universe, consciously and unconsciously as well. Now we are only unconsciously here, you see? But once we attain masterhood, we have a different body, and we can enjoy everything, and we decide our fate and our work and our actions and everything. And that is when we attain masterhood. And we can do it right here too, while we have this body. Because at that stage, we will be aware of what we're doing. We're consciously doing what we choose to do, not dragged around by the karma or by the plan of the universe that we have forgotten after we came into this dense world of matter. After we attain masterhood, we know what we're doing, and we choose what we do. Or we know that whatever we do here is good. Consciously. Most people, they came here and they just do whatever, is there. They have to do also the same thing. But they don't understand anything about what they're doing. They cannot love what they're doing. They cannot have the joy from their work. And they sometimes hate it. And they cannot get out of it. Or the thing that is good for them, they hate it. And the thing that's not good for them, they love. A thing like that. Because they're unconscious. They're not aware of who they are. And the path that they have chosen to walk. They have no choice. So after we practice the Kuan Yin method, we plug into our consciousness power again. We have changed even our brain cells, even all the cells in the body. We change everything. And we change day by day, and refining it until it becomes pure knowledge, until it became pure love, wisdom. Nothing else. So even in this bodily, existence, we can become a master too. That's what we call the living Buddha, or the living God-man, or the God-man who walks among us, or the Messiah, or the Christ. So all the master or the so-called Buddha, you can recognize them by their nobility, by their wisdom, by their knowledge, by their way they walk their life in beauty, in sure-footedness, and in love. We have many of them around us in this world. So if we chosen to walk with one or another, it's all right, as long as we recognize them. And as long as purity, goodness, love, and wisdom is all we wanted and ever will want, then we will recognize that person. We will encounter one. And then we will just walk the way they do. Because wisdom affects each other. We have the wisdom inside. So like two candles, both have the ability to burn. If one candle already lit another candle, then both will light the same way. So it's not that it's easy to find, difficult to find a master. It's just that it's difficult for us to maneuver our thinking again into understanding and remembering the purpose of our life. Once we remember, nothing else to do. Just follow the footsteps of our soul. Just follow the example before us. Just go with the guide. And that's all we have to do. Everything else just by the way. So if you go with a guide to the Everest, okay, meanwhile you sometimes stop in the midway, on the path and cook some food, or do some your toiletry, bath yourself, clean your teeth, all the same. But the guide is always in front and you always follow him. And you never miss anything except that you will go to Mount Everest. And everything else you do in between is okay. Yeah, if you encounter a girl, maybe she likes to come with you, why not come along? Yeah, and you equip her also with everything, then you go together. And if you need to, by the way, on the road, if you see a beautiful lakes and you want to camp there overnight or stay a few more days to enjoy the scenery, that's fine with the guide. That's fine. As long as we have enough food to last during the journey, it's okay with the guide. He will not say to you, why you lack your effort and why you don't run quickly to Mount Everest? What's the hurry? What's the hurry? Okay, right? I don't think Mount Everest ever disappear so fast. Neither God will. So things like that, you understand? So everything we do in this world now, or ever do, or ever did, will just by the way, on the road to kingdom. It's all right. Just do what you love to do. You must really love it. It might be bad according to other people's judgment, but who are they to judge you? You must know what you really want and what really makes you feel that it's me. It's me. I like it. It's me. If I do something else I don't like, I suffer. You know what I mean? Unless you want to suffer for that then it is your choice too. Okay, it's me too. I like to suffer when I do this. I don't like to do it easy. I like to say, die hard, something like that. Chose the hard way, you know, then it's whatever you choose to do, then you know it's you. Because perhaps that's the purpose of life. That's the path you chose to walk. So no need to always think of what other people think, you know. Except some of the tribal thing, custom and all that. Okay, just follow it for the peace of the mind and for the sake of being in harmony with each other. But don't lose yourself to become somebody else. For example, okay, you bow to some statues because of the custom. So that things are in peace and harmony. You respect other people's custom. But you cannot ever even come back to their stage of being, like believing the statue to be the real. Is that not so? Ah, yes. But the other person who bow with you, he believes it. He believes the statue is for the real. You do the same thing, but you know it's not real. You understand that? So don't ever lose yourself in other people's belief and ideas and thinking. Just be yourself. That's the purpose. That's all there is. Okay, yeah. Now you can clap and go home.